Hello again, fellow Earth Defenders. I wanted to talk a little bit about strategy on DLC 1 Mission 12 called God's Army, which is arguably probably one of the hardest missions on DLC Pack 1. Um, ultimately probably the best classes to take would be at least one Air Raider, and then probably Air Raider and Wing Diver would be the best too. But Air Raider and Fencer is also good. Even Ranger can work as well on this one, but the Air Raider is really important on this one. The previous strategy that people used to do on this one was just take a Nagling or take missiles and empower people and just try to missile down all the drones and to use a railgun on the Hectors. But we found a better strategy that seems to be a lot more reliable on any difficulty for that matter, and that is the Walking Torches Balam. Anytime there's a mission that doesn't have either gold ants or spiders on it, usually a Balam is going to be very good on it, because those two enemy types will destroy a Balam fast. But considering this mission does not have either one of them, it's actually very strong. And the Argo, for example, and the Hectors, they just have a tough time trying to attack or kill a Balam. But anyway, I also recommend for Air Raider to take two strafe plans, because they cause the enemies to follow the planes as the strafe plan is thrown, so they're actually pushing the enemies backwards by making them look backwards and follow the planes overhead. And also it kills quite a few drones and is very strong against the Argo and just Hectors and everything in general. As far as if you take a Wing Diver, you definitely want to take your best Rapier, and if you're just two of you, probably a good sniper, so you can kill some of the Hectors to help bring the Balam out fast. If you have a Ranger, of course, take a good sniper, usually a good stringer, and also probably something to take down the drones, at least initially. It's not a huge deal, but something good for the Walking Fortress mainly and the Hectors. And then for Fencer, I just take a good dash catapult setup, usually a blast hole, and then if you're the only one sniping, then probably I usually will take like a heavy cannon or something that'll help attack the Hectors, something long range. Or you can always just go in with the hammer or with the reflection shield too, with the jackhammer. But anyway, the key in this one is you have to prioritize what you attack first. There's Argo, of course. There's two Walking Fortresses, and then there's a bunch of Hectors and then drones. The Walking Fortress on the left side spawns the smaller drones that aren't as dangerous, and the Walking Fortress on the right side, the opposite of that. The left side spawns the slow-moving drones that hurt a lot, and the right side spawns the small drones. And then the Argo, of course, is in the back. That is really not too much of a threat. The first thing you want to prioritize when you enter this level is to attack the Hectors first. So you want a good sniper, preferably to take out as many Hectors as you can. There's only so many at the start, so once you kill them, they're not going to come back. So you want to definitely eliminate those, and that'll help bring out the Walking Fortress Balam. What you can see him doing, he's throwing some strafe plans just to keep the enemies off of us, the drones and the Hectors. Like I said, the Hectors and the drones will actually follow the strafe plans. You can see right there that Hector looked backward because he was following the drones or the ships that throw the strafe plan overhead. So he's just spacing out his strafe plans, and usually when you kill a Hector or two, you're going to get in our strafe plans, so you can throw quite a few of them. And I'm just sniping all the Hectors that I can. And then, so the first thing you want to attack is the Hectors, and then just take out some drones if they're becoming a threat near you. And then once you do that, you'll have the Walking Fortress Balam out by then. So once you have the Balam out, you want to continue to attack and finish all the Hectors off. And then by then, you'll see the two walkers. They'll be walking closer to you, and they'll actually cross paths. So the next thing you want to do once the Hectors are gone, you want to snipe the back cannon on the walkers that shoot those grenades out of them. It's like a round turret on the back. You want to snipe those for later, so you can actually take care of so the Wing Diver or whoever can get near to the fortress and attack it, or even the Fencer. And also a key thing for Air Raider is if you ever have a strafe plan up, try and make sure you throw them. And if you ever have a Balam out, another Balam, make sure to throw it as soon as you can. And throw the first Balam as soon as you can, because the second person is going to use the Balam as well, which to help him survive. By the way, this is hardest with limits on. We like to test our strategies on this difficulty because it's more and more challenging with the health limit. But anyway, so once these fortresses start walking closer to you, they'll cross paths. So you'll snipe the two rotary turrets in the back, and then after that, you're going to want to take out the walker that spawns the slow-moving ships, which will actually be on. You'll actually wind up crossing paths, and it'll be on your right side. So you'll see I'm going to work on trying to kill that thing here soon. But pretty much the Balam, which is so great on this mission, he can just be up front. He can attack drones, he can attack Hectors, he can distract most of the enemies, and he's not going to die anytime soon. So I'm going to be killing this Hector here, and then I'm going to heal up, and then I'm going to try and attack the walking fortress. So just leave the Argo in the back. It's not a big threat. Once the Hectors are down, just he's going to try and kill drones and throw strafe plans whenever he has it available, while the other person attacks the walker that has the most threatening drones, which are the slow-moving ones, because they tend to stun lock you more. So I'm just gonna hop up on top of this platform here, which is a nice place to set and wait until you actually fly inside. I'm just gonna get my energy back up. But yeah, with the Master Rapier, you actually can kill the walker with just one magazine on Hardest and Inferno actually. So I'm just going to wait for the next opening, and then I'm going to fly inside. Usually what I like to do is when I fly inside, I like to do a little bit of damage first on the way in as the doors are shutting on me, so that I have less to worry about when it opens again. But I'm going to wait a little bit here as they drop some more drones, and then I'm going to fly inside. And I'm going to do a little bit of damage here, and then I'm going to let it close on me so I can reload my weapon and have full energy for when it opens again. Sometimes when the walker is walking as it opens, it's kind of tough to stay inside, so you want to just be aware of that if it's moving, and just try and stay, just try and fly forward and stay in it. You'll get used to it more eventually. But as you can see right there, I actually got outside, but because I have such a strong rapier on this particular mission, it's not a huge deal. But it sometimes can be tricky because you'll just wind up being behind it, and then you're gonna wind up dying. But so now once I kill this fortress, I'm just gonna go ahead and he's gonna throw a Balam for me, and I'm gonna try and get over there as soon as possible and get inside that Balam so I can. Because once you kill one of the walkers, a bunch of Hectors are gonna come out. And they're fast-moving Hectors too, so they're really a real threat. And that's where the benefit of the Balam is better over the railgun, because you can kill the Hectors so much easier with the Balam, and it's less of a threat. You're not going to worry about your vehicle getting destroyed. I actually wound up dying here because I couldn't make it over with the drones, but it's not a huge deal because he can walk over and revive me. And then I'll just go ahead and go to the Balam, and we'll just fight the Hectors together. But and also actually you can attack the Argo with the Balam. It looks like you're not attacking it because you actually kind of clip through it, but as long as you punch the legs or the knees, you actually can take it out pretty easily. So that always helps. But this is always a tough part when the second set of Hectors come. So we're still not messing with the Argo because the Argo is not really a big threat right now. The Hectors are more of a threat. So now we're going to go in to the Balam and just attack all these Hectors. I noticed you can get a Balam on Hard, on Hardest, and on Inferno, so this strategy works good on those difficulties, but on Normal and Easy there isn't a Balam. But it's not as big of a deal on Normal difficulty because it is easier, but as far as Normal, I would recommend taking a railgun probably for the aerator, and still taking, I don't know if the strafe plans are available or not. I think there might be, but you're definitely going to want a good wing diver or fencer on Normal, I guess, to help, especially a fencer with dash canceling. It's so helpful in this mission because if anyone goes down, they can easily get some health items because there's millions of health items, and they can always go revive whoever's down. So I always like to at least have one fencer on this mission on normal or even easy, but easy shouldn't be a big a threat. But as you can see, because there's so many Hectors, you're gonna have more Baloms out. Like he even is able to call a couple more Baloms, so we're ready for the next phase. But I'm just gonna, you know, I don't have to necessarily attack these Hectors with the Balom, but it's pretty fun anyway. So I just use the Balom. And then after this point, when there's just one walker and all the Hectors are down to just one walker and then the Argo left, then you can go ahead and kill the Argo. If there is a sniper in the group, you can always have them attacking, once the Hectors are down, attacking the Argo as well from farther away, but Hectors are always priority first. As you can see, even with 225,000 health, they still take quite a beating, but it's not a big threat. We have more coming out. He already threw one for me. He's actually behind me. He was telling me to come back, but I was being a little bit dangerous there, hanging out there for that long, but it's not a big deal. And yeah, as far as the Balom goes, I don't know why they added the stomp mechanic on the Balom, but it doesn't seem to do anything, which doesn't make any sense. One time I was playing on Crimson on 27 with all the red ants, and I was just trying to stand there and stomp a few enemies, and I just took like 3 stomps just to try and actually finally hit something. It was pretty crazy. They don't seem to work very well, but the punching works great for ground or for air. So, but yeah, so just to recap, once you start spawn in, just focus on the Hectors first, and then the person with the sniper rifle or whoever has a long range can focus on those rotating cannons on the back of the walkers. And then once the walkers get closer to you, the one that crosses over to your right side will be the one that's the bad one, and you want to go and have someone kill that walking fortress. If you don't have a wing diver or fencer, you can always just snipe it the slower way and then snipe the laser turrets and then finish it off. But yeah, you want to be careful when you snipe that, because it'll start shooting lasers. You want to back up and shoot the turrets. But after you kill that one right side walker, then there should be Baloms out by then, and just go to the Balom and finish off the Hectors that come at you. And then after that, go to the Argo and kill the Argo, and then finally kill the last walker. But as you see, I'm gonna walk over there and punch him. We actually wound up doing some damage to him with the strafe plan, which is fine too. But I was wanting to at least finish him off with the walking fortress, just to show that you can do it, and it is pretty fun. He doesn't really do much damage to the walking fortress for some odd reason. It's very, very minimal damage. And usually what I do is I go up to him and I go right underneath his legs and I just punch up in the air towards his knees. I don't know if that's what you need to do. I don't know if you can punch the lower parts of his legs, but I know you can punch his knees and it hurts him. So it's kind of confusing, because as you can see, as I get closer, I'll actually be walking through his legs, which I think they did for the Balom only, where you can walk through certain things so he doesn't get pushed around. But so you can tell, it looks like I'm not hitting him, but I actually am hurting him, and I'll wind up actually killing him with the Argo, or with the Balom. And it's not too bad actually to kill him with the Balom. It's kind of quick. But yeah, after this you just finish off the final walker, which is simple because it's just the one that has the small drones, which are not really too much of a threat, or as much of a threat. And then the mission is over. Pretty easy. Just an aside, I'm gonna be there's a TGS conference in the September 21st, I think it is, Tokyo Game Show, and they plan on showing Earth Defense Force 5 over there, as well as actually announcing a new game called Earth Defense Force 4.1 Wing Diver the Shooter, which is actually an overhead shoot 'em up game, which I'm not sure if it's going to make it over to us, but I hope it does. But anyway, there should be more news about Earth Defense Force 5 here soon, and I'm hoping there'll be a release date. I do plan on importing the game from Japan, and I plan on covering it. I plan on covering as far as just information about the vehicles, weapons, what's new. I've been trying to stay in blackout to not actually watch anything I want to go in fresh, so I wanted to make sure to not watch too many videos and spoilers, but I do plan on importing it and covering it with my friend here. I'm pretty sure he's getting it as well, and we're gonna cover that game and then probably buy it again when it comes out in the US. But yeah, so I'm planning on doing a lot more content, and hopefully keep doing more content for this game. We're actually starting Earth Defense Force 2 on PlayStation TV here soon, I think, too, because I never played that game and it sounds like it's a good one, so I'm not sure if I'll do anything on that, but yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and finish out this clip and just no more commentary until the end. It's only got 3 or 4 more minutes, but anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.